push the button one more time, we might not have to. Okay? What about if you pull the handle twice? Christian. Okay, pull the handle twice. Just pull on the handle twice. For me, alright? Right now. Okay? Just pull on that handle.
Try it again, okay? Try it again, see if we can get you out, okay? One more time.
Pull on the handle, man.
Come on, Christian. Do us a favor, okay? Try that one more time. You can do it. Come on. Hit the lock.
Just try it, Kristen, because it's all about him just not being able to do it, right? That's all it is, right? It's not that the moment that he steps out is the moment that you attack him. The moment he steps outside is the moment that you put handcuffs and you put your hands on him and you throw him in the paddy wagon, you take him down to process him, and then what happens? What happens to him in jail? Huh?
You want to try pop passenger side to get it unlocked?
Anyway, check the hatch.
Don't eat the stairs.
He's hungry.
Alright, now you must be drunk.
He was being playful, so now he must be drunk. Oh, okay, that creepy-ass piece of shit. Christian, do this. Christian, listen to me. Christian, do that.
Can you break it out?
I mean, could you imagine a rapist saying anything different? No, just listen to me. Just trust me. Trust me. No, we're here for you. Do us a favor. Do us a favor. All you need to do is push him out. He was just stuck in 2 inches of sand. A weird guy. He's got, you know, with his buzz cut and his shorts. Oh, he's a police officer in shorts. Look at him. He's progressive and cool. He's got 2 rocks. Now everybody freaking out. Everybody freaking out like he's doing something. They just broke the fucking window and then they scared themselves. Get the knife out of his fucking hands. Tase his ass. Saying all this other dumb shit. You got stuck in 2 inches of sand. Impact, impact, impact. Isn't that the same thing that, Don't do it. He's doing something. What's he doing? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Someone tase his ass. Yeah, why don't you do it, you motherfucking pile of shit? Ordering other people to do it. You can still save yourself. And the only thing, after all this had happened, because this went on for an hour, the headline to the news reports was, Christian attacks police officers with a knife. So I saw one clip where they kind of showed him get shot, and then they showed another scene right afterwards where he was getting drug out. And that's the extent that I've seen. But I want to document this because this is disgusting. This is despicable. I mean, didn't he say, Guy Christian forgot to tell him about his white privilege? No, he's got white privilege. What? And you know what? He does have white privilege, but some people use that to be a racist piece of shit. Well, he's got white privilege, so it's all right that, what? You just had, you know, I want more Christians in the world. and less of the white pieces of shit that just killed Christians. What's the problem is the police brutality hurting people, right? It's innocent people being hurt. And if you're going to make this, what? So many things about this bullshit. Here in Colorado, you also have what? You got the person in the Planned Parenthood. He goes up and kills innocent people. You got the James Holmes. He kills the King Super Shooter. What, they killed what? What was it? 5, 10, 15, 20? Mass shooters, they get 3 hots and a cot. They get the system takes care of it. They just plead insanity. Oh, yeah, I was insane. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Then you get to be taken care of for the rest of your life. Huh. Meanwhile, this Christian, what's his last name? Christian, Mr. Christian, which he was saying, oh Lord, Christian Glass, right? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that his name is Christian. And where are the progressives at? Where are the Christians at? I'm supposed to believe that the left wing are progressives and the right wing are Christians? Where are the progressives? Where are the Christians at? Why does this shit keep on fucking happening? Yeah, because there's no Christians or progressives in America. It's a bunch of fucking Nazis, a bunch of right-wing fucking Nazis. They'll justify anything, any goddamn violence and any kind of brutality. They'll just fucking justify, rationalize after the fucking fact. Christian Glass, his mistake was calling 911. His mistake was believing that cops are actually there to help. His mistake was, and how can we not defund the police after this? This is a bunch of Uvalde cop shit. This is a bunch of Uvalde cop shit. How can we not defund the police? Just only violent crime. Call the police when there's a violent crime. When you have somebody that's stuck in the mud, apparently this is next to Denver. So if he would have been in Denver, he would have called and they would have sent like a person that would have helped his vehicle and get his vehicle moving. Like a person with a battery or to help his, his tires, pump up his tires or something. Like a off, road, whatever, some kind of mechanic. All he needed was a little bit of a bumper push. One car could have done it the first time. If it was neighbors, let's assume we're Christians, okay? We're all a bunch of Christians. You treat others the way you want to be treated. So you get stuck in the mud. I could drive by and just kind of look at you and laugh at you. Or, I could call the police and get you shut up. Or I could just bump you on out and get you on your way. There's so many assholes and criminals out here, they're fucking it up for everybody else. They're fucking it up for everybody else. You see somebody that's stuck in a ditch, you do want to help them out, but then another part of you thinks, well, hell, maybe this is, I know the old, I'm just stuck in a ditch trick. The old, I'm just stuck in a ditch trick, okay. No trick. The trick was, he got stuck in a ditch. He's out in a rural country in the middle of nowhere. He's seeing shadows or whatever, and he's kind of scaring himself. Doesn't know what to do. Should I call the police? Oh, the police always shoot people up. So, God, if I call the police, I'll just get killed. Calls 911, scared. She's all fucking like laughing at him and shit. And we should just fire all 911 operators. Get them cycled in and cycle out. Get a new person sitting there. They get so insulated and comfortable. They have 20 or 30 or 50 different cops that will protect them no matter what the hell they do. They were stuck. Definitely 911 operators going to get the cop to help pull them out. Get a chain. Help. Might even get a tow truck. Might get everything and anything. But they get so comfortable and they assume that everybody gets the same treatment. Why wouldn't you call the police? You're out in the middle of nowhere. You're stuck. Of course you call the cops. They come and they help you. Why would they do anything else? Why would you think that? Why would you think that if you're in the middle of nowhere and you get stuck, the cops would help you? This ain't Mayberry. I came from Mayberry. And I'm going to Mayberry. I know Mayberry. Because I'm Andy Griffith, but it's more of an ideal. And the ideal is you treat others the way you want to be treated. You got stuck in a little bit of sand in the middle of nowhere? My God. How do you not hear deliverance? How do you not? This is a straight up execution. If it was me, I show up, I push Christian Glass, 2 inches. They, instead, you know what they actually did, these motherfuckers? For an hour, they're just being creepy fucking, Christian, listen to us. No, we're here. No, we're the good guys. No, we're not going to do nothing wrong. What are you scared for? And then, they're like sitting there talking on the APB and like talking to the other person and they're, using different, you know, cop code and cop language and what the hell ever. And he's like, I'm super scared. What are you scared of? Your insecurity. So, yeah, I'm scared of your insecurity. Oh, he's scared. Well, I'm insecure, so that must mean something. That must mean something. He's scared. I feel tough and strong now. No, I need to escalate this and feel even tougher and stronger. Christian Glass, look at his pictures. You know, Christian Glass, I don't think he would have ever hurt a damn fly, even with the knife. You know, even with being attacked by the police, when he just did this, that was the big thing that he got killed for right there. And then, you know, about an hour in, he goes, we just need to get this night moving along. Just kill the guy. Just kill that young 22 white male man in America, right? Kill that white American. Who gives a shit? He don't deserve to live. He got stuck. He might have been smoking some pot. Son of a bitch, driving out in the middle of nowhere, smoking pot, got a little bit stuck in the sand. That's execution? That's an execution, meanwhile? What was that thing with the damn Planned Parenthood? That guy's just been making a mockery of for 20 years. 20 years ago, that guy killed people at the abortion clinic, right? Killed abortion clinic doctors because clearly it's the same thing. In Louisville, there was a case where the guy, she had got an abortion, and it was his kid, and so he killed her 16-year-old because clearly that's the same thing. Killing a 16-year-old person is the same thing as aborting a 2-month-old pile of goo. Assuming it was even fertilized. It could have been a morning after pill. And that means no abortion took place. If there was no fertilization, just a fail-safe. But during that call, he made statements. Oh, it was clear. Look at it in the way the news is sitting there saying he was clearly psychotic, delusional, paranoid. He wasn't paranoid. He was paranoid that cops might come up and shoot him because, you know, he was smoking a little bit of weed and he's stuck out in the middle of nowhere. And he's, you know, saw this shit happen again and again. But when you see the pictures of Christian Glass, he's the fucking happy-go-lucky guy. He's the, hey, man, what's going on, man? He's the pothead, man. He's the fun, you know, guy. He's the hippie. He's the Woodstock. He's the peace, love, freedom, man. You know, he wouldn't harm a fly. He wouldn't harm anything. The worst he would do is pass out, eat up all your Doritos. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't harm anybody. I couldn't see him doing, you know, stealing, taking, doing any harm. You know what he definitely wouldn't have done if somebody was stuck in the middle of the road? He definitely wouldn't have shot the shit out of him and murdered him. It's not Good Samaritan. That's not a Christian. That's not a right-wing Republican thing. It's not a left-wing progressive thing. It's not a Christian. It's not a progressive thing. Why does this shit keep on fucking happening? Why does this shit keep happening? And it's in Colorado. Now, I have hope that we're going to get better and better because we've had police reform here in Colorado. So there's going to be charges and there's going to be a grand jury indictment. And then the district attorney is going to have to give an explanation of why they failed to indict, you know, these people that clearly did a capital execution just because they were bored. Let's move the night along. Move the night along. Now, I gotta go, I got TiVo'd some Simpsons. I need to go home and watch the Simpsons. I TiVo'd and I need to get, let's move the night along. R.I.P. to Christian Glass. Christian Glass didn't deserve any of this people. And then when he's nervous and scared in 911, she's acting so stupid. And then the first cops on the scene he called 911 because he got stuck. And they said, you crashed your car. I got stuck. I'm in like 1 or 2 inches of fucking sand. Fucking crash. It's not crash. Come on. And if anything, it seems he's 22, so it's like he could have just floored it, gone forward, gone backwards, and he looks like he could have moved out himself. And it was such a minor, he was so small, he was so stuck, just barely, that when they got to the scene, they think he's crazy, has all these weapons, and they got to arrest him, and they got to fuck with him. And even if he's not crazy, they got to make him crazy, and they got to provoke him in order to make sure that they got to get the arrest. It doesn't matter if he was good or bad. They'll make him. So, yeah, what the fuck? This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling. Come on, Christian! Come on, Christian! Does that sound like any, I mean, come on, Sally! Get out of the car, Sally! We're here to help! Isn't that Ronald Reagan, too? The four worst words from the, the 6 or 7 worst words in the English. Hi, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. Oh, yeah, you're here to help. I'm so sure you're here to help. That's what you do. No, that's what you do. You help people. No, you help people. No, you're on the side of the good guys. You stop the criminals. I think sometimes they just get, power trip, and they just like, waving a badge around, waving their hat around. They have unlimited state authority. So some insecure punk-ass motherfucker might just like bullying people, thinking that they're, basically they're bullying lawful people. Because if they come up to a criminal isn't going to give a shit. But a lawful person is like, well, he represents the whole state. He represents our system. He represents this is America, right? That's Mr. Policeman on the street that's going to protect and serve us. So he kind of represents America. In the very beginning, he said something about picking up the knives and throwing it out the window. Why didn't they let him do that? And then when they had the knife, just throw the knife in the back. Just that creepy fuck. Throw the knife in the back and just unlock it. Just push the button right there. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. But don't be scared. Because, push the button. Just push the button. And that's just the very end. That's just the very end. And it looked like he was, when they dragged his body on the one clip that I saw, it looked like he was already dead. It looked like they was just dragging a lifeless body. So they killed him. And then, looking at, there's a woman there on the scene, right? And you want to say there's 2 women actually. One woman tried to talk. They both tried to talk to him. And it's supposed to be, well, you're women, so clearly he wants to talk to a woman. He's just a dumb man. And all dumb men want to do is just have sex. Ha Why don't you go talk? And then they're still not empathizing because they're cops, right? They got to put on a show. But then they don't realize that because they're allowing all this stuff to happen, instead of just saying, no, stop, don't do that. If they, took charge and was to say more, I just wonder how much of this was for them. This is what we do. All right, get up. No, I got to do some violence. There's a woman here. Got to do violence. But the guy, the state trooper, he said if he's not suicidal or homicidal or if he's not in any great danger, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Drive away. Walk away, drive away. And then when the guy was sitting there, talking to him real close, he was like, oh, I see an empty pill bottle. He must have took a whole bunch of pills. I think he was just a pothead. Maybe he smoked a little bit of pot while he was driving around, and because he wasn't an experienced driver, he got stuck off to the side. He's an American, when it comes to white privilege. Yeah, he's got some white privilege. When it comes to Band-Aids, he could buy Band-Aids that look like his skin color. But when he calls the cops, he gets shot up and he gets murdered. His life is of no value, is of no use. Now, you could say, well, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you could say that. You could say it's disproportional. You can make that argument. I think that's a fair argument. But what people are saying is basically his life doesn't matter. And, his life does matter. Everybody's life matters. White life matters. I'm not the biggest, I resent kind of being called white and being put into a white box. I resent it. But just because he's got light-colored skin and he's male, he deserves to be treated like a fucking dog. In fact, I don't even think you would treat a dog like this. If a dog, said that they were stuck in a vehicle in the middle of nowhere, you think that 5 cops would start yelling at it and ordering it and telling it to do this and do that? Maybe they might break the window, but they would get it out and they would actually rescue it, right? And maybe take it home and feed it and give a shit and care about it. The idea of cops showing up to a scene because of a poor dog is stuck in a vehicle and then they shoot the shit out of the dog because of what? Walk away. At the very least, And then the headlines. I can't believe the headlines. I can't believe they're also saying, well, another headline was he had, something in his system. So apparently he had drunk some alcohol like yesterday, 0.01 or something. He smoked a little bit of weed like an hour ago, and then he took some amphetamine, so some sort of some mental thing, some some PTSD or something. So that was like early in the morning. But those are minor things. That's just like caffeine. That's just like a little bit of pep, and then a little bit of a little bit of weed, a little bit of pep, and a little bit of alcohol. So really, it was like he had partied in the morning, and now it's late at night. So you're talking about fucking 20 hours ago. That doesn't. So the headline is, Christian Glass has drugs in system. Christian Glass tried to stab cops because Christian Glass woke up and said, I'm going to go stab some police officers. That's what I'm going to go do today. That's what you think he did. That's what you think he woke up and deliberately planned to get stuck in the middle of nowhere with a rubber mallet and then the Skinwalkers. Oh, what's up with the Skinwalkers? Skinwalkers, the Navajo or something. There might have been a horror movie. But let's just assume Skinwalkers are those human beings who have skin. He got killed by Skinwalkers. He was afraid of getting... So was he paranoid? Yeah, he's a little bit paranoid. Doesn't mean that the cops weren't going to kill him, because that's what he did. He was paranoid that if he caught the cops would kill him. So that means he's prescient. That means he's a prophet. That means he predicted the future. That doesn't mean anything else but that. I remember there's one experience when I was in Bellevue, and all I did, I was living in a poor neighborhood, but I was there legitimately. I knew the owner of the building, and I was staying in the one house in exchange for fixing the rest of the house up. And so the house had been notorious for crime. I got there late at night. I'm carrying laundry, because, that's what a crackhead would do, right? Do laundry at 11 p.m. at night. What are you doing? Laundry? Crackheads wouldn't even worry about clean clothes. What are you talking about? Clean underwear and clean? No, they wouldn't do. So I'm walking in the alley. I'm almost to my door, and the police officer stops right there, and he flashes a light, and I'm Mr. Honesty. I'm Mr. Goodman. I'm Mr. I believe in the authority. I believe in the cops. I'm not doing anything wrong. This is my home. This is my house. So I go walk back, and I was going to go talk to him because I'm not doing anything wrong. Maybe if I would have just ran into the house real quick and locked the door, that's what I should have done in hindsight, and then I would have avoided the whole situation. But I didn't know that cops were piles of shit. And so I was at a notorious house, and asked me a couple questions, but the guy just really wanted to shake me down, and he wanted to fuck me up. He wanted to put his hands on me. Later on, when I was working at UDF, he's going to complain about his wage, and I don't even know if he remembered that it was me that he had fucked with like he did. But it's interesting. I'm supposed to care about, they're only paying you 30 grand, huh? Well, they should pay you 40 grand, so that way you can mess with me and everybody friends, family, neighbors, just mess with everybody that I know and love. We should pay you 50 grand. Hell, maybe you'll shoot an innocent Christian Glass for no reason. So I went back, and I just said, I'm scared. And as soon as I said I'm scared, that's just to a bully that says, go ahead and fuck with him. Oh, you're scared? Why are you scared? Because there's a reason to be scared? Because you're a violent piece of shit. I've always trusted the cops, and I just had something bad happen to me at the college. I went to Xavier University, and something bad had happened there. And so I'm scared because I just had a prior traumatic experience where you all are fucking crazy and stupid and over the fucking top. And I'll talk that was crazy. I was supposed to live there. I signed up, and they heard a rumor that I wasn't supposed to be there, but I was, and I got arrested. And then I had to apologize to the cop who had arrested me, who had fucked with me for no fucking reason. And then they let me go after I apologized to him when he fucked with me and fucked my shit up, fucked my world up. But anyways, that was the prior thing. And now you're coming at me when I'm working at this motherfucking crack house, trying to make this crack house better in Kentucky, Bellevue, Kentucky, while going to college in Cincinnati, Ohio at Xavier University, going to college, fixing up a house. I'm being productive, America. You don't like this? Why are the cops fucking with me everywhere I'm going? You don't like a productive man doing good things? No, it's... One person once told me that my problem was I gotta, learn to say, okay, boss. And maybe that's true with work, right? Okay, boss. People, they don't want to know your opinions in this. They just want to feel like they're strong and tough. Just obey. That's all they want is your obedience. They don't. But if you want a strong, dynamic, independent thinking team, I'm just thinking like heads of state and heads of government. I mean, if you're the governor, do you want a treasurer and a secretary that just obeys you, but they're dumb as shit? Or do you want a strong, intelligent, like an army of individuals where they're, good and strong and loyal to you, but they make their own decisions so that way, you don't have to be an expert in every single field and you can trust that the job is doing good, is a good job. So, what am I trying to say here? I was just trying to recount a event in Bellevue, Kentucky. So I'm walking to my house, walking to my apartment, and the door was right there. And the reason why that's important because by the end of the night, he's going to come at me and my laundry is going to be down on the ground. And I had it all folded and then it's all strewed all over the place. They went into my house. He called for backup. I'm sitting in the back of the cruiser, in the back of the cop car. He calls for backup. They go into my house and they ransack the shit out of my house. And they don't put nothing back. Pull all the drawers out, dump everything, flip the mattress over. They're going to find some drugs on me, right? Because, I mean, shit, why are you just harassing a good, working class man that's just minding his own business, doing his laundry? And, trying to do something good for the neighborhood. Why would you do something like that? Why would you do something like that? No, you got to keep fucking, keep fucking around. So, after about an hour and a half or 2 hours or some shit, the guy tells me, he hands me a card to some homeless shelter. And he says, his explanation was why he had arrested me and put me in the cop car because when he asked who owns the building, I didn't immediately spit out who it was. Now, I knew who it was. I know the guy's name. I know his, first and last name, but that's so stupid. Who owns the building? Who's the first president? George Washington. That's true. It doesn't matter. But anyways, he had kind of, well, you hesitated. Oh, well, fucking case closed, man. You got all the evidence you need, motherfucker. Now, you got all the evidence you need. You asked me who owned it. I took, a half a moment to come up with the name. Fuck. You got me. You got me. Now, you get to go ahead and flip my whole fucking life upside down. And the very last message that he says to me, it's 2 in the morning, right? I got, school and work and everything else to deal with and laundry. Now I got to pick up all my... So, 2 in the morning, he checks to see if I got any warrants and... couldn't find nothing, right? God had to back up, went through my house, and couldn't find shit, I'm sitting in the back of the cruiser, and he calls, he didn't call, no, he gives me a card with the homeless shelter, and he says, don't let me catch you, come back here. Don't you come back to the home that you live in. Don't let me catch you back here. I still live there for another 6 months to a year, but I nervously live there. In my own home. The cops, right? I forgot to tell him how privileged I was. No, wait, you forgot. No, I'm a white man, and so that means you actually protect me and you give a shit when people do things to me. You're not just here to harass me and to fuck with me. You're not just finding people to exploit just to, pretend like you're doing something. So, I got privileges. If you want to talk about the intersectionality, anytime anybody want to have that conversation, because it's not clear. All black people aren't getting, nothing but racism, and all white people don't just have a hunky-dory existence. That might have been true, back in the antebellum South. It's not true today. It definitely was true. It definitely was true in the antebellum South. It was a white dictatorship. But today you have white people that have bad experiences, and you have black folks that are in positions of power and who are making money. So that changes the dynamic. It changes the dynamic. And we could have, people say, I think having that conversation, the oppression Olympics, I think that's actually a good conversation. Because somebody getting a bad glance, versus somebody who just gets You know, Frederick Douglass, the pains that Frederick Douglass had to go through is different than the pains that Ashley Judd had to go through.